All right, thank you for coming by Tori Magoo 44. Today is the 21st of July, 2010. 10 years ago, as I've told you, I literally today, and I'm not sure if it's the 20th or the 21st, but right around this time, I escaped. I posted Magoo left the building. I believe it was the night before. And then Bob, Stacy, and Jesse, who had the Lisa McPherson Trust in Clearwater, Florida, had asked me to come visit them there. And so that was my plan, was to just go visit them and just kind of chill out. And that was it. That I wasn't planning on speaking out, picketing, nothing. And I had even called Stacy and said I wasn't going to do any of that. My intention was to just go rest, kind of meet them, because remember, I had in my head how evil these people were, how horrible they were, yada yada, up until a few days ago. So literally, this was like, I got to go meet these people and see if who they are, really, right? But I was pretty scared. So I talked to Stacy. She says, bring a cell phone to the airport. Go to the airport. We've got a ticket there. Get a van today, which I had set up last night for 8 o'clock in the morning today. Okay. She says, bring a cell phone. And I say, Stacy, they don't do stuff like that. And she says, Tori, we used to run programs like that. We know what we're talking about. She and Jesse was right next to Miscavige at the top of the church. And he said, he used to run programs like this, bring the phone. And this is way before everybody had a cell phone. This was in 2000, in July. And I had an emergency phone, but that was it. And she said, bring it. So I said, okay, but I brought it like, who needs this, right? Okay, so 8 o'clock comes. I'm all packed. I'm ready. And nobody shows up. And 8:15 and 8:30 and nobody shows up. So I call the van place. Hey, what's going on? And they say, now remember, I don't believe at this point they do fair game in the Church of Scientology, which was you can lie, cheat, steal, destroy someone utterly if they're against the Church of Scientology. And I don't believe they do that at all. Okay, so somebody out the van says, oh, someone anonymously called and canceled your van. And if you look at the blackness here, that's how much in the dark I was. And it's like that was the first pinhole of light that I had, that maybe these people really do what all these critics have been telling me for months, years that they do, right? And I was like, it really freaked me out. So now I start calling other vans and taxis and things to try, not taxis, but, vans, super shuttles going to LAX. They're all booked. It's a Wednesday, I think, and they're all booked. Everything's booked. No, we're booked solid. We can't get you there. And I'm like, could the Church of Scientology book every van? That I don't know if it was an accident or not. Probably an accident, but I wouldn't put it past them to book every van around me anyway. Whatever, point being, I'm determined. I can't call my friends, remember, because they would have turned me in. And I'm kind of skunked, right? And I have to get out to the airport. So I finally find a guy who says, okay, I'll take you to the airport. So now we drive out to the airport. I mean, my heart's like pitter-patter, pitter-patter. I'm not a nervous person, but I am really getting scared. I mean, this is like really weird for me that they would have canceled my van, right? Okay, so we get up to LAX. I walk in, and the plane that I'm supposed to get on is canceled. And I remember standing there going, can they cancel a plane? And to this day, I don't know if they worked something to get it canceled or if it was just an accident and it can't canceled. But if it was an accident, it was a very unusual accident. Okay, and they don't generally have accidents and stuff they do. So whatever, either way, the plane was canceled. And I'm like freaking out. And right then, the vice president, who I'd been working with, Janet Weiland, comes barreling up to me and says, we know where you're going. You are not going to talk to those people. That's it. And I stand there probably like you're thinking, going, how does she know where I'm going, right? How does she know who I'm talking to? Those were my first two thoughts. And I get out my little emergency cell phone that I told Stacy I don't need, and I call Stacy, and I'm shaking at this point. And I'm like, Stacy, the vice president of the Church of Scientology is here. And she goes, okay, I'm going to put Jesse on. Do not hang up the phone. and I get Jesse, the vice president is here. And he goes, okay, here's the deal, Tori. We are going to get you on the plane. Do not set down the cell phone. No matter what, no matter where you're going, do not set down the phone for a minute, for a second, okay? Stick with me. I'm like, okay. And he's like, we're going to get you another ticket. And that takes a while, and I'm holding onto the phone, and I've got the suitcases to handle. And this is really funny. So now I've got to go to a different terminal. Jesse says, okay, we got you a ticket. It's in another terminal. You have to get on a little bus and bus over to the terminal. Then I've got 2 bags, and I've got to hold the phone. So the vice president is now carrying my bags. And we get on this van, and I mean, she's probably on the RPF. I haven't heard about her since. But I'm holding this. She's behind me holding my suitcases. And I get on this little transit van, and I say, look, I am really sorry, but I'm trying to escape out of a cult, and this lady is the vice president of the Church of Scientology and won't leave me alone, right? And I'm hoping this will be bad enough PR, she'll drop it and leave me alone. But she doesn't. She's right behind me, right? And I'm holding on to this. I'm like shaking. Jesse's like, don't set down the phone, Tori. Just get on the van. Let her carry the bags. And so she's carrying the bags. We get to another terminal. I'm holding on to this. Jesse's saying, don't set it down. Don't set it down. Go to terminal such and such. So I get there. I'm like, I'm Tori Bazazzi, and I'm here to get this ticket, blah, blah, blah. She's right next to me, writing everything down. I'm so scared, I can hardly believe it, right? I'm just completely freaked out. And so I say to Bob, now Bob Minton gets on the phone, and I say, Bob, she's everywhere I go. I can't get rid of her. And he goes, okay, that's it. And he goes, you know what? I'm going to get you a first-class ticket. That will put you in a league where you can go into your own, it's like a lounge for first-class tickets. She doesn't have one, so you'll be able to get rid of her there. And I'm like, okay. So I get this ticket. I go into the lounge. She's following me. I get my suitcases into the lounge. I shut the door, right? And I'm like, oh, Jesse, okay, I'm set. I'm okay. I'm going to get onto the plane in a few minutes, right? And I'll talk to you in Chicago, because that's my next place I'm getting off. And he's like, all right, we'll see you there. Call us from Chicago. I'm like, okay. So now I get on the plane. I'm like, oh, yeah. I've been up all night last night, right? I'm like completely and utterly freaked out. I mean, this is the mind, what happens to me mentally during this is so weird. Remember, I didn't think when I started this today, 10 years ago, that they did black PR. I didn't believe that they would really cancel a ban or do that kind of stuff. And here they've done all this stuff to me, right? And now the vice president knows where I'm going. How the hell does she know where I'm going? I'm pissed off, right? But I'm in this lounge. I'm freaked out. I finally get onto the plane, first class. I'm like, wow, this is cool, right? And I'm like, good, I'm done. I'm all okay. Everything's fine, right? And I think I'm going to end here because I believe it's 10 minutes. So I'm going to have to do a part B, and I will continue in a few minutes. But I hope you're enjoying it. Thank you for coming along the ride. I'll talk to you soon. I'm going to do part B soon. Peace.